This is Chilling.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the best of a good life. What a fresh week to have you tuned into the show. I'm always excited to be on this silver screen, like as if I'm doing it for the very first time, because you can tell the passion I have every time that I get to present to you an incredible guest. Now, this is what I can briefly first tell you about my guest. He's a person that does incredible things. How? Because he gets to record people's lives, when they are not away, or to even record some of their achievements when they're still living. It's very important to take records of that. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mcsimon, who is an ardent Ugandan-based writer who is also a two-time award winner. Woo! His writing is presumed to be amazing, ecstatic, and intriguing. His niche of writing usually blends to do with autobiography, with reflections of culture, politics, and mythology. But he's an incredible guy, and he's here to tell us each and everything about that field. It's sort of a gray area for me. I want to find out about what this autobiography is, what is a memoir, what's the difference between that and a biography itself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, help me in welcoming the incredible Mcsimon. EYAKU. I hope I pronounced EYAKU.
Mcsimon.
Yeah, I was struggling with that name. How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay, sir.
Welcome back. Welcome to Chilling.
Thank you very much, and
This
thanks
is the
for
national
hosting me on
broadcaster.
the national broadcaster today in UBC.
Yeah. How does it feel?
It feels great, ecstatic, intriguing.
Yeah. You're a person that is convincing people to record their lives, their accomplishments, their achievements, in every style and manner through biographies. When did you start doing this, and why did you enter this field?
Well, writing books, authoring books, I started this as early as 2015 when I was still in formal employment. But in 2018, I retired. I must say I retired early from formal employment in favor of self-employment. So I wanted to become a CEO and nurture my skills of being an ardent CEO that really delivers. So I began by writing my books, and I've written about 7 books right now. They are on parenting, they are on family, they are on politics. Of late, I've written a book about spouses and in-laws united. So it began by me writing my books on my own. But by 2018, when I retired from formal work, I started writing biographies. I lived in Soweto and I was writing biographies for South Africans. Later, I came back to Nairobi, wrote biographies for Kenyans, but I realized I was missing a point. How could I begin writing biographies for South Africans, for Kenyans, while leaving Ugandans lagging?
Yes.
So I rethought my ideology and decided to come back in Kampala, establish myself here, and then begin writing biographies for Ugandans as well. It's much better for me to say that writing biographies for Ugandans is such an intriguing thing. I've liked it.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed writing stories for Ugandans and reading Ugandan culture and putting it into perspective, I must say.
Which is a very hard and tough road that you've tackled, because Ugandans, man, don't like to read.
Ugandans don't like reading. They
if you
don't
ever
like
want to
writing.
hide money, hide it in a book.
That's what they
It will be
say.
the safest place.
That's what they say,
But
and it's true, by the way.
Mcsimon,
Yes.
let us not stereotype most of them. But you tell me, your interest. Did you have this? Does it backtrace up to when you were a child? I mean,
Yes.
Were you a reader? Did you do literature? Tell me, how did this scale up from childhood?
It started in about primary primary 6, primary 7,
Right.
whereby we would do conversations and I would emerge best conversation writer. I came to O level, I did some bit of literature, but again went into sciences. So in A level, I was not doing anything to do with literature.
Why?
I went into Biography-I in art. So I didn't do much of the literature and so on. But the skills came right after university, where I realized that I can do it better. I can write stories, I can record, I can narrate, I can verbatim, I can do all these sorts of things. So I initially went into formal employment, where I worked with several organizations. Then in 2018 retired, wrote my biography, then started writing biographies for different people.
Why did you retire at such a tender age?
Well, I wanted to become a CEO, an ardent CEO, and I realized that being in formal employment cannot drive me into becoming a good CEO. So I decided to retire and begin self-employment. And right now I'm moving on well, and I'm nurturing the skill. I'm a CEO already, although not at a giant platform, but I'm on the right track.
Are you the type of growing up as a child who looked up to the likes of Chinua Achebe?
Yes, I looked at the likes of Chinua Achebe, Nelson Mandela, and so on and so on. But coming here into Uganda, I've been looking at people like former Minister Bat Katurebe, who wrote his biography. I read his biography. There is also
Sowing the mustard seed.
Hassan Kasinje.
Sowing the mustard seed. That is
sowing the mustard seed for President Museveni, who also did his biography at a younger stage. He did not wait for his retirement to do his biography. He did it way back.
Which you're fighting to convince people to do.
I'm fighting to convince people that you don't need to wait for your retirement to write your biography. In fact, biographies should best be written as long as you know you have experience. If you have experience for 10, 20, 50 years, put your biography into writing. Never wait until you retire.
Okay, let's tell Mcsimon, let's tell them, because we don't have much time, let's tell them how it's broken down. And that's why you need to write a biography. So what is the format of writing a biography? Let's give them that tip. Because this is public information.
Yes,
even when you Google, you can find it. So it starts from early life, and then it goes to schools, and then it goes to career, and then what's
basically what I usually do.
Okay, I'm excited about
when
this.
I get a client, I actually talk to them to get a preamble of their background.
Okay,
we discuss the history of a person. So after we've discussed, I go back to my office, design a template based on what we designed.
How does that template look like?
The template has chapters from 1 to about 10 to 12 chapters, depending on a person, because a good biography should have 10 to 12 chapters at least. So I begin with your birth, where you were born from. We come to the early life, your parents, your grandparents, your education, right from primary, secondary, university. Then we can also talk of those that went for postgraduate degrees. We can also add it there. Then we come to family, marriage, children, bearing children, career, business, and so on. So we talk about different sects of life in writing a biography. And I usually tell my clients that every biography is unique to its own. And I derive to this because I realized that many people don't write biographies because they feel they don't have the story. But everybody has a story and a unique story to themselves.
Yeah.
So me, I advise my clients, a biography is a must for everybody.
Mcsimon, I'm going to ask you the most cliche question. What's the difference between an autobiography, a biography,
Okay.
and a memoir?
Okay.
Because
a biography,
people tend to confuse
people
these
mistake
ones.
them,
Yeah.
and in most cases, people don't know which is which and which one they want. So they usually come into a rapport with me, then we agree on what they want. A biography is an account of a person written by a different person, while an autobiography is a person's account written by themselves. And
A memoir.
a memoir is an a partial autobiography of a person.
What does that mean?
One can choose to write about retirement, career, family, parenting, business, in portions. It's not a complete thing like a
Barack
biography.
has one
and
nice
that is
one.
a memoir.
Barack has one nice one. Barack Obama.
Yes,
A
Barack
Promised
Obama
Land.
has, yes, The
That one,
Promised
have you-
Land.
have you
I've
read
read
it?
that one.
Okay.
It's an intriguing one. I like it.
So, to constantly keep yourself sharp and tick, you have to read other materials. That's a must.
Yes, I
The
read.
more you read, the more you, I don't know, you put an edge to yourself.
Brago, I'm a versatile reader. I've read books and books. If you came to my office today, you'll find a whole library of books that I have personally read to keep myself abreast and update.
So, what is your genre? What do you fancy to read? Me, I'm more. I like reading.
I read anything.
I
I
like
read
reading
politics.
biographies
I read
as well.
biographies. I
Fiction?
read fiction, non-fiction. I read all those. I mix up all the different writings to come up with an upbeat mind. I don't have to confine myself in one set of writing. I'm versatile and I read it all.
All right. It is poised up beautifully what is coming for you. Mcsimon is quite an interesting writer. I want to find out more of the kind of material he likes to write and some of the people perhaps, if he's free to tell us some of the names, the big names that he has written for. Yeah, we go into a break and we shall be back shortly with another part. This is Chilling, guys.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Thank you very much. I'm always honored to know that you're tuning in each and every moment. Now, the guest I have today on Chilling seems to be doing one of the coolest things or the coolest jobs in town, which is to do a specific research on person's life and present a detailed account of their experiences. Readers gain a deeper understanding of the inspirations, motivations, and challenges that shape up these subjects that he writes about. I'm very excited to have him. This is Mcsimon, and yeah, right before me here, this is an example of one of the biographies that he has written for somebody that we shall find out more about. I like the book size. The size is fantastic, and I like the cover. So appealing and so compelling. Wow. So, Mr. EYAKU Mcsimon.
EYAKU Mcsimon.
EYAKU. I don't know why I call you EYAKU. EYAKU. It's pronunciation.
Yeah.
You're from where?
I come from Muria, and I am a typical Eteso.
Oh, nice. Those people must be proud of you.
Yeah.
Give it up for your boy, guys. Give it up for your boy. He's doing wonders. So before we went to a break, we wanted to really know how this works out. So tell me, if somebody is interested in writing for them a biography, how do they contact you, and what is the first step? Okay, so you told me you get an account from them where they will narrate to you,
Yes.
you know, their upbringing, that and that and that. But what is the actual process that goes behind the making of something like this?
The process for writing a biography is that at first I meet my client. We agree on having a rapport together. We discuss normally the background, where he came from, what he has been doing all along, until basically the latest he has been doing. But after that, I go back to my office and complete a template, or depending on what he has been telling me. So the template is usually a guideline that somebody who is writing a biography follows while we record. It has about 10 to 12 chapters. And
how do you come up with the chapters? This is important. How do you come up with the size, the number of pages? How does this work out?
Well, it depends. Everybody has a beginning. And usually I begin from the parents, birth of the person, education, growing up, a teenager in primary, secondary, university, and so on. Then we go to career, family, business, maybe retirement if somebody has. Then we also conclude it by going into the archives, what I usually call the archives. We break it into portions. We can write a chapter today, record a chapter today, maybe 2 tomorrow, in the weekend, and the other day, until we complete all the recordings. But as long as somebody has completed the recordings as early as possible, I'm swift in writing the biography. 4 to 6 months,
Mcsimon,
I should have completed the biography.
How would you describe your style of writing?
Professional, energetic. It is also, I must say, it is driving and so on and so on. Yes.
Okay. And how many have you written so far in your career, your professional career?
I wrote, like I said, I wrote biographies in South Africa. I wrote about 7 in South Africa. I wrote 5 in Kenya. I've written 4 complete ones in Uganda, and I have about 3 others in the pipeline. And I've also been constrained by the politics of Uganda at the moment. Now that we are in the political temperature, most of my clients are politicians. So they are all into politicking and so on and so on. So I will pick up again after 12th January next year. Okay. That's in 2026, after the elections.
Yeah, but even politicians tell their stories.
Yes, but I do encourage that everybody tell a story, because for as long as you are a manager, a director, a politician, a minister, an ambassador, and so on, you should write your biography, put biographies into writing.
Mcsimon, why are you putting that notion that you have to be up there to write? Because a person like, for example, Drago, I would tell myself, why would I write a biography? Even with the little I've achieved. Do you have to be a minister? Do you have to be an ambassador? Do you have to have accomplished too much to record your own?
Well, you don't have to be a minister or an ambassador.
Can a layman write their biography?
A layman can write, as long as you've managed, you've been into management, and you have put your experiences into practice, you can write a biography. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, put your biography into writing. Because these are all experiences for managers, directors, CEOs. Put your biographies into written. Yes.
Okay, so this is a bit sensitive question to ask, but how much do you think this can cost me to be written by you?
Well,
if I have my money laid up somewhere, and I say, you know what, let me just record my life accomplishments and my experiences and whatever I've done so far, and I put it in writing in ink, and then I need to employ a person like a very certified one like Mcsimon. What's your rate card? Don't laugh.
I will not mention
Don't laugh.
Drago, I will not mention exactly how much I charge,
Yeah.
but the best I can put to you is that this is negotiable, and it is fully dependent on how busy you are. If you don't have a busy schedule, then even the charges would be less. And if you have a very tight schedule, the charges would be colossal, because I will have to keep on following you here and there, here and there, which takes resources. So I can't tell exactly how much. That one is dependent on who you are and how you come in. The rates are purely negotiable.
What's your chemistry with publishers? Do you work with any?
Well, I don't work with other publishers, but I have a registered publishing company.
Under your name?
Which is Mcsimon Biography Writers.
So you self-publish?
We write biographies and publish them under our own brand. So we do it on our own. I work with a team. I work with editors, I work with secretaries, I work with graphics designers.
This is really professional, isn't it?
I don't do the job alone, I do it with several other people.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have
a combined
a full-fledged team behind you.
Yes, yes. I don't do it alone.
Wow, I thought it's something like a child's play. I'm sorry to say that.
No, we are a team. We are a team. Yes.
You take this seriously, Mcsimon.
Yes, this is my livelihood.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very
well,
much.
Simon, I'm always happy to have extraordinary people that are doing things that are beyond a layman is thinking. You know, people like you are not common to find. And I've been looking for you so much, and I've been honored. So when you told me like, Drago, I can show up on your show, I was like, man, I'm the happiest and luckiest man alive, because people like you are hard to find. So Simon, how can somebody find you or get in touch with your services? How can they find you, either on socials or anywhere else?
Well, I'll begin with my email. My email is
writers and being
SimonEYAKU.
Imagine, he's telling people to send him an email. Not a WhatsApp, not a
Okay,
yeah, always formal.
WhatsApp, let me also provide a WhatsApp.
Okay. Sorry, repeat your email before I...
SimonEYAKU 1980@gmail.com.
Not Mcsimon.
Not Mcsimon.
So this time it's just Simon.
SimonEYAKU at 1980@gmail.com.
Why did you add those initials, by the way, the MC? What do they mean?
Well, MC is Mark abbreviated, and among the Irish speaking people in Ireland, this is where MC and Mark began from. But it simply means somebody who is using the same names as his father did. If you use the same names as your father or as your grandfather, then you're branded Mark. And I'm Eyaku Mcsimon. by virtue of my grandfather being EYAKU Simon.
Okay.
Yes, and it is in that sense that I became EYAKU Mcsimon.
Okay, so WhatsApp, how can people get you on WhatsApp?
My WhatsApp is 0782 81 97 99.
Do that again by looking at the camera.
Yes, my WhatsApp is 0782 81 97 99. That's my WhatsApp.
The man means serious business. Yes. If you come here with your mediocrity, he will slap you because he just told you that he earns from this. He takes it serious.
I take this serious. This is my life.
Yeah.
I'm no longer in formal employment. This is self-employment. And I'm nurturing myself.
Thank you very much. It is an honor having people like you around. And I also encourage people to tell stories as much as they do, because this is actually, by the way, this is also our format of telling stories. It's not writing, but I bring people like you and they tell stories to people that in the end they get inspired and they pick motivation and they pick tips about life. Life is all about inspiring each other. You're a person that is very avid with the Bible. It says iron sharpens iron.
That's true.
That's true?
It is very true.
Okay. I'll see you next time, and I hope you create for me some time in the future.
I have a lot to discuss. Whenever you have space, just give me a call and we break it down. I have a lot. Right. We can pick up on a book that I've written, for example, how Leave Uganda for its leaders. We can talk about that one. Give me a call when you're ready.
All right. Mcsimon hails you to come and get things like this, these patents to yourself. You own your own story, and that's the way to go. Africa is all about storytelling. It has always been like that since centuries ago. We used to sit on fireplaces and tell stories. And now this has been formalized into ink. You can have something like this.
Engineer Eyatu Joseph Oriono. And
one of your clients.
Titled The Road with Charcoals for Engineer Eyatu
There you go.
Joseph Oriono. His name is pretty much similar to mine. I'm EYAKU and he's Eyatu. Pretty much similar. So that's one of the biographies I've written.
Now you can tell and you know that he's all about business. Next week, I'll bring to you another incredible guest. If you miss on your own. Stay tuned. This is Chilling that happens each and every week with yours truly, Drago. And this has been the best of the good life. I would love to thank the National Theatre for this incredible space since the other guests that I had on the show. And I also love to thank Quasi Classic for the fantastic wardrobe and making me always stand out and look stylish. Also, Anax Shoes. They have the best shoes in town. Bye and take care. Mweraba. Have a good evening.